Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This week we're discussing dining options in Port Canaveral. Coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, you're watching The Trip. This is The Trip, episode 16 for the week of June 3rd, 2015. The Trip is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect vacation, whether it be theme parks on the West Coast, East Coast, or on the seas. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hey guys, welcome to The Trip, a little show about something we all love called vacation. I'm Jenny Lynn.
And I'm Teresa Eccles.
You got that down?
I did.
There's a question mark.
I know. I just forgot for a second who I was. And over in that portion of the room is Dustin West, our producer.
Howdy.
Howdy, folks.
So we've got a fun episode in store for you guys. This week we're talking about dining options in Port Canaveral.
Food.
Always good to talk about food.
We ate way too much food.
Yes, we did.
I'm still trying to recover from all the food we were forced to eat.
So true.
Someone had to do it, though. So,
yeah.
One of the reasons why we picked Port Canaveral is because that's where all of those cruise ships come in and out of, and a lot of you guys are cruisers.
yeah, and it's good to know what your options are when you get off the ship or before you get on. A lot of people get in town the day before their cruise. They're looking for a place to, just to sit back and eat, or they want to get off the ship and eat right away. So we got some good options.
We do, but before we get into those options, we've got an issue.
My issue is just I don't want to be here today. Is that wrong? Is that wrong to say that?
It's honest.
It's the last day of school for Stella, and it was my last day to be home alone. Is that selfish?
It's gone. It's gone for the both of us.
It's gone. Yeah, last day for your kids too.
All three of them. Yeah.
It was a hard year for us. It was a long year, but I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad we're moving on to 8th grade.
Yeah, it was a big transition year for my family as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary in a way to look back and go, oh my gosh, what did we live through?
Okay, so I'm like on the fence. I don't want Summer to be here because now I've got to figure out what to do with my youngest child. But I want Summer to be here because I don't have to take her to school and fuss at her anymore. But I don't want Summer to be here because I don't want to rush through life and then she's gone. She's 13 and then at 14 and then I've already lost control, so that's really upsetting me. But I want her to grow up because I'm tired of her being at the house. So I don't know I'm like Jekyll and Hyde here. It's freaking me out.
I know what you should do.
What?
You should take a road trip.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to do that. And that's another, oh my gosh, my sister and I are fighting over that. Well, I'm fighting. She's fighting. I don't know. It's just that kind of a day.
Are you making any progress with it, though?
We are making a little progress. We're definitely know we're going north and we're coming back south.
So that's good.
That's good. We got that figured out. But we want to do too much in the time frame that we have, and we're going to have to. And she is a get in the car and get to that destination and then do something there and move on to the next destination. Or I want to drive a little slower and...
No bathroom breaks for your sister, huh?
No. Seriously. I want to get out and see what's happening in Kentucky and see what's happening in Tennessee.
Smell the roses along the
I want to
way.
hear the people talk. I want to meet the people. And she's all about get there. You can't pee till you get there. You got to keep, can I say that? And, and then
Yes.
You only have 10 minutes to eat the sandwich that I packed for you. And then, it wasn't this hard last year. I don't know what to do. Oh, I know what it was. Last year, I did all the planning.
I was going to say, are you going to make it? You still have a month left before you go on this trip. Are you going to be able to remain intact?
I think so. It's now that school's out, we're going to involve the girls a little bit more. Grace has got some haunted place along the way she wants to stop. But how, if you can only stop for 10 minutes because Brenda's wanting, how scared can you get in 10 minutes, right? Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're going to have to update us on that in a future episode.
It's just stressing me out.
All the planning.
I don't know. I'm just...
The planning, the people, the
I just want to
dynamics.
go home and lay in bed and watch a movie and hang out with Klaus, who has lost 2 pounds. I know it has nothing
Hooray
to do
for
with
Klaus.
tripping, but I'm excited about Klaus.
You do realize that most cats, when they lose 2 pounds, they're withering away, right? Because that's like
I
half
know.
their body weight.
Well,
Whereas
he's lost
Klaus, that's like, a slightly overweight person going, yay, I got 2 pounds off.
Nobody
in
can
the
tell
first
but
month.
me, right? And that's the way. Yeah, I can tell because when I pick him up and smush his belly, which I do, it was like, oh, there's not as much swinging. So I think he's losing it around the middle. But anyway, that's my world.
He's not real. He can't be. Like, I've never met Klaus, but the pictures you send me, it's as if you photoshopped a cat that is not
No,
real.
He's real.
He's real, and he's
You've
as
met
big as
him?
my entire torso.
Yeah.
He's
well, minus 2 pounds.
Minus 2 pounds.
He's withering away. And poor Roxy's on a diet too, but I don't think she's losing any. And she only had to lose 3 pounds. But she's still got a belly swinging to and fro when she runs, so I don't know.
Speaking about running, we actually did get some emails this week that I thought we could
About running?
read. One
Ooh.
of them was sent by Jenny Norman in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, I've never been there.
You gonna sing the song?
No, I love that movie though. A lot of tornadoes in it. Okay, go
Well, she
ahead.
said, while listening to the trip a few months ago, y'all were talking about making.
Y'all, did she say y'all?
Oh, I said y'all.
Okay.
Sorry, it's left over from my Virginia days.
Woohoo.
Back in Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay, so talking about making goals for 2015. Well, for the past couple of years, I've been telling myself that this year I was going to run a half marathon. Immediately after hearing that episode, I decided 2015 was going to be my year, and I signed up for the OKC Memorial Marathon, half marathon. Well, this morning I completed that half marathon. Thank you so much for a wonderful show and getting me to finally go for a goal that has been a maybe next year for a while.
Oh my gosh.
I know, aren't you going to cry?
So
I nearly cried when I read this.
She's fulfilling what I want to do. But I haven't
but she's
done.
actually doing
She's actually
it.
doing it. That's awesome.
We probably
That is
should
cool.
continue to update everyone. I know that we spoke about this on our first
Yeah.
episode, by the way. We keep getting shut out of registrations.
We're not
for
quick
this.
enough. The people
Yeah.
they register for these things and
They
then it's
go
like,
like this.
I don't get it. There must
Yeah.
be some sort of we're not fast enough because
Yeah.
we don't run. I don't know.
So
the deal is.
we've got to come up with some kind of alternative.
I am
here,
walking more,
but- Yes. Okay.
which is I'm just walking back and forth to the kitchen, but I am walking more.
I've been doing pretty good myself.
Have
Thanks
ya?
for asking. Yeah.
I was going to ask you.
I've had stomach problems, which have helped me lose a lot of weight.
Oh well,
know.
that's cheating. Cheating.
I also, I had some friends of my family growing up who had a wonderful concoction that they used to make called jogging in a jug. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically just like vinegar, prune juice, all this stuff. It's a liquid cleanse.
Is that also from Virginia?
That's a southern thing, jogging in a jug.
Okay, we had something like that in Illinois. It was like vinegar and lemon juice and honey, and
Yeah.
there was something else, and it was supposed to just.
Clear you out?
But you got to hang out around the house. You can't.
Oh, yeah.
You can't chug it down and then go to the parks or go
No,
out.
no, you can't do that.
Speaking of Virginia, and this is totally off subject. Do you know who Puddles the Pity Party is?
Puddles the Pity Party.
Puddles.
I can barely even say that 3 times
Okay,
fast.
he's from Richmond.
Okay.
He lives in Atlanta now,
Cool.
but he's a clown who has this amazing voice. Google
Like
it.
singing voice?
Yes. His name's Puddles. Puddles the Pity Party, I think.
The only odd character that I know from Virginia was a man in Lynchburg, Virginia, who would sit on the side of the road downtown and proclaim that he was the king of Germany.
You guys
Wow.
know some really interesting folks.
No, Puddles doing the national anthem.
Wait, can we discuss this a minute? Okay, so does he have a great voice as a clown? Because aren't clowns traditionally mute?
That's a mime.
I know, but I don't ever remember clowns actually really speak.
They all float down here. All clowns speak. They're usually
Yeah,
evil.
Bozo.
though.
I thought that they
Bozo?
just
Bozo
kinda
had his own
honk-
television show. He can't do that silently.
Oh, okay. I just thought that they ran around honking
No,
horns and
Puddles
jumping
is-
in and out of cars.
He just has an amazing voice, and this is just one of the things that he does. But
But no, I've never heard of him.
Google him. He's mesmerizing. I just love to hear him. I don't necessarily like looking at him, but I love to hear him sing.
I have no idea
No, he's all
how we
over.
got to this point
Okay, so
from
anyway.
the marathon in 2015.
Puddles the clown.
Which, by the way,
It's the medication I'm
I
on.
started jogging.
Did you?
Yes, a few times a week with my son, and that's been really great. So it's not like in a, half marathon or anything, but I am starting to
You're moving.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
so
been good. It's been a
hard.
good bonding experience for my son
That's
and I
cool.
too. He's the best little coach. Like, we'll start jogging. He's like, "You can do it, Mom. You can do it." Last time we went jogging, he was like, "Mom," and he might have been making it up. I don't know, but he was like, "Mom, I think that your time has increased. You seem to."
Does
be
he
going
really say
faster."
crap like that?
He does.
Okay, I walk with Stella, Miss Gloom and Doom, and it's like, this is lame. And I said, well, put your phone down. Let's participate. Let's talk while we're walking. What are we going to talk about? Oh, look, there's a blade of grass. Oh, look, there's a lizard on the. I said, okay, you're bringing me down. Walk faster so you don't see those things. I don't want to walk faster.
No, I'm
Wow,
usually
can
the
we
doom.
switch children?
I'm usually the doom and gloom on our jogging trips because I feel like I'm gonna die, running out of breath and everything. But he's all like, "You can do it, Mom.
He's
Come on, Mom."
13.
He's the best. He's just the best little thing ever. I love him.
Well, I love
Yeah.
Stella too, but she's so dark and gloomy. But I guess that's just the way she.
Does she watch this?
No.
Okay.
I don't let her watch television or podcast. She knows she's dark. I love her for it.
All right. Our next email came from Alex in Edmonton, Alberta.
What's Alex's last name?
Gavinchuk? Did I
wonder,
say
how
that
do you
right?
say it?
You always like it when I
Gavinchuk,
say
yeah.
the difficult names. Okay. It says, this is a message for Jenny Lynn and Teresa for the trip. I'm a long-time listener. Well, as long as you can be.
Since January.
No. And I just want to say thank you for doing such a wonderful show, focusing on the outside of the parks. You guys started up just as I was finishing up my park end planning and was starting to look for other things that Orlando had to offer. While you guys have just recently started doing restaurant reviews, apart from the St. Patty's Pub review, would you mind taking a look at barbecue restaurants? Southern barbecue is something of legend that people talk about nonstop on the cooking networks, and so I hope to finally get a taste when I make my way down to Orlando for the Disney 24-hour event on the Memorial Day weekend, which we passed, and I wrote to Alex to apologize for that. But anyway, if there are any suggestions of good places to go that are near the parks, I would greatly appreciate the help. Help.
Not health if he's talking about barbecue.
So Southern seems to be a
love
recurring
barbecue.
theme today.
You know what my initial reaction to this is? I would have to do research on that. I don't know of like one signature place. It's like the gotta have barbecue.
Not
in
Four
Orlando.
Rivers.
There you go.
Or
You're
what?
absolutely right.
What'd you
Four
say?
Rivers.
Four Rivers.
Oh, I thought you said
That's
or
legendary.
livers. I'm like, you like chicken livers? I love chicken livers.
As soon as I said that and you corrected me,
Yeah.
I realized I was wrong.
Yeah, but you gotta
You're
have more than
absolutely
one
right.
to compare it to, right?
Well, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we
it
can
would-
make the rounds.
I don't think of barbecue in Florida. I think of barbecue in Alabama and Georgia. And
Well,
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
we're planning a road trip to those places to test out barbecue,
find
I
some
think we're going to have to
barbecue.
find some around here.
Kansas City
Maybe we
style.
could do that.
Mm.
What do you guys think? Compare and contrast a couple barbecue
Yeah,
places.
and I think
for
there's no
good
doubt
old
that Four,
Alex.
Four
What's
Rivers
this
is
last
going to win.
one?
This last one, would you like to read it?
I will. Just because it says funky shifter in there. I like that.
Ooh, funky
This
snifter.
is from Cole Dumont, New Jersey. A message for the trip, hoping this is it is the right place.
Don't whisper.
The funky shifter you described in the rental car is becoming more popular in new cars, mainly because it's different.
Is that the dial one?
Yeah.
He's going back to when we talked about trip anxieties, and we talked about the anxiety that you can have when you're driving a rental car, which is different than the car that you're used to driving.
The ooh and ah factor, I suppose. More importantly, and interestingly enough, the U.S. made the backup camera you described mandatory in all new cars beginning in 2018. Oh,
I am
goodness.
so sorry, everybody. And
thought
that's
that
going
was-
off. Sorry, I don't really remember that.
Oh, I didn't do that either. Where's that? So we'll have one
Everybody's
eventually.
phone's off.
Thanks for the daily entertainment and look for me and family in Orlando next week. I'll be wearing a gray shirt one of the days I'm in the parks. Oh my gosh, I saw him.
Hey.
He was in a gray shirt. The only one in the. Okay, you can't miss me. Okay, but that little shifter thing. So the camera's going to be in all new cars beginning in 2018.
That's kind of
Yep.
like. Well, I mean, is that a legal thing from like a federal government standpoint,
That's what
or
he
is that
said.
He said
mandatory in
yeah.
all new cars.
Mandatory? Okay.
U.S. made.
U.S. made the backup camera mandatory in
Okay.
2018, so we're all going to have to grow and adjust.
I would
Or
have to
you
get a new
just-
car.
Or you just don't look at it and you cover it up in your car.
Well, I'd have to get a new. Maybe I'll have a new.
I'll be honest with you. I like the backup cameras. I think I don't rely on them 100%. I still turn my head and make sure I'm not backing into something.
Right.
But it kind of gives you an idea. Like if a dog or a little person, a child, a child walks by that I can't see.
It certainly would have come in handy when we were staying at Cabana Bay for the Universal 7 and 7 when I was backing up in the parking garage. And backed right up into a very large SUV. Luxury SUV, of course. Because, if I'm going to do something, I got to do it big.
It's luxurious.
Wow.
That was fun. Was wishing I had one of those backup cameras in my car at that moment. But anyway, so.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Wanted to thank you guys for writing to us and let you know we got the emails. We do read the emails you send, so keep writing in. We love the feedback.
And same on Facebook messaging. We get a lot of messages on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We don't always answer them all, but we do get them.
We're working on it.
Some days, a lot of messages come in.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to read those later. And then by the time I read them, more messages have come in.
Well, what typically helps is when you specifically ask for it. Like if we have a topic we want to talk about and you say, hey, guys, send in your ideas or send in your thoughts. And, maybe we should do that a little bit more and we'll get a little more
And you know what? We need to mention about the tattoo. Right?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, let's do that. We're going to be doing an episode in a few weeks on tattoos and how this pertains to travel is people, when they go, a lot of people have Mickey's or Harry Potter or whatever your travel destination is. A lot of people get commemorative tattoos or they just like a character, so they get a tattoo.
It's not just restricted to the theme parks. Sometimes people get tattoos that are related to other places that are very near and dear to their heart, and they feel like it's a part of who they are. The place is a part of who they are, and they want that to be visibly visible. They want it to be visibly visible.
Well, they want people to know this is what unless they put it in some place that nobody's going to see except a select few people.
Yeah.
But then it's that little hidden, look what I got. 3 people have seen this,
Your fun little hidden secret.
Hidden secret.
Anyway, what we were wanting was for you guys, if you happen to have tattoos that are related either directly, indirectly to a place that you love so very much, we want to know about it. So if you could send us a picture and a brief little few sentences explaining why it's so meaningful to you to Jenny Lynn at DisneyInfo.com. We'll be collecting those over the next week or so. And
we may or may not include you.
as long as it's G-rated.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does have to be in a
good taste.
Good taste,
Your tattoo needs to be located in a place that is appropriate
do
for
not want to see
public
any
viewing.
naked Mickeys. Okay.
So anyway, if you can get that to us, again, that's Jenny Lynn at DisneyInfo.com. We'll be collecting those and hopefully incorporating them into an upcoming episode very shortly.
Are we going to expose our tattoos?
Yes. Maybe. Yours isn't related to travel, though, is it?
I'm going to draw little Mickey ears on him for the show.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
No, mine's related.
We'll be right there with you.
Getting old.
So, all right, I think that's
it, right?
So you ready for a little trip talk?
Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so we're going to be talking about dining in and around Port Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, just that general area around the cruise ships area. Most of you know, if you don't know, I work out there at the Welcome Center, so I am out there dining 5 days a week. I should be bringing my meal with me, and some days I do, but I've made it my mission to check out dining because it's there and it's fun and I love food. So, right?
Well, it is important. What do you feel like are the best times for people who are out there for the purpose of cruises? When is it that they should go? How does this work around their cruise?
Well, if you're staying in the general area, the night before your cruise, a lot of people come in or they ask me, where's a good place to eat dinner? Because they usually come in the afternoon or after lunch. So the evening meal is a good place for that. And there are certain places where they want to see the cruise ships coming out and going, and there are locations that have that for the evening meal. Plus, you can just sit there on the water and check it out. If you're going to do, after you get off the ship, or before you get on the ship, you're looking for breakfast. There's a lot of options for that too. Some people are just out in the area enjoying the Space Coast, and there's, if you're just driving around, there's so many choices out there. I didn't realize there were that many, because you're just passing through. But if you're there all the time, but there's a lot of people ask about dinner or breakfast. Those are the two main.
I think it was funny how you kept calling it the evening meal, like the second breakfast, or something like that.
What else would it be?
Dinner.
Supper. Dinner.
Supper. Dinner, the evening meal.
The evening meal. It's awesome. Okay. Well,
that's what we called it growing up.
We actually checked out a place.
The evening meal's ready, family. No. Okay.
We actually checked out a place that was an excellent choice for breakfast or second breakfast.
And we've talked about this before on the Tuesday show. Mm-hmm. It's always been originally, I think, Kevin and John found it on TripAdvisor or something. It's a regular spot of mine now, as you may have noticed when we went in.
Mm-hmm. They knew your face.
Yes. Sadly, I got many hugs and bows.
Bows.
Well, the woman who owns the restaurant, she's Asian and has kept some of her Asian customs. So she actually does kind of do a little.
There's a lot of
this going on. Yeah.
Thank yous.
Lots of gratitude,
yes.
And bowing. And
I love her. I love her to death.
She's the sweetest thing ever.
Sweetest thing on the planet.
Well, what do you think we go ahead and start off by rolling the tape?
Okay, let's do.
Let's roll that tape.
I love this place. It's kitschy, it's local, the food is fresh. The guy bakes this stuff daily, I swear he does. It's always busy. That's a good sign, right? It's always
place is packed.
It's always packed. I've never been in here. I've never come in here and gotten a bad meal or a mediocre meal. Everything's good. Breakfast is hopping. People come in here after they get off the cruises because it's so close. It's downtown Cocoa Beach. They're here to end their vacation, to start their vacation. Yeah, and it's friendly. It's homey. It's so homey. And that the food's good is just the cherry on the top, right? Yeah. And they're busy. This place is hopping.
So this is a massively thick piece of sourdough bread. And I don't know, what do you think, Tess? I've got these choices here. It looks like I have apple jelly, apple butter, and something with seeds. I'm not sure what this is.
That looks very like.
Take one with apple butter. It's a good southern choice.
Can't go wrong. Slather it.
Right? It's got just the right amount of cinnamon in that apple butter. All right, Tess, so we finished our breakfast at Simply Delicious this
We
morning.
finished what we could. We could take the rest home.
And we walked out like kings.
Yeah, they treat you well here.
Right?
They do.
So what's your general feeling about the place?
I would recommend this to anyone for breakfast or lunch. They don't do dinner. They close at 2 or 3 every day, I think. But it's just so laid back.
You know what I love about this? This is a family-run restaurant from head to toe. It's got such a personal touch. The people who own the restaurant are the people who are running the restaurant, and they make you feel like guests in their home.
Yes. How many times did she stop by the table?
I lost count.
Are you okay? Do you need anything? What can I do? So good to see you. They remember you when you come back.
They do. They do. This is absolutely an amazing place to dine. If you're ever in Cocoa Beach, this one gets a big thumbs up.
I have to say, we were getting chewed up by mosquitoes sitting out front
We were.
there.
I could tell.
We were getting a little bit fidgety.
They're getting all over me.
Well worth it, though, because it really was that good. Maybe we should talk a little bit about what we had.
Okay. So we went in for Sunday. They do have a Sunday brunch, which is laid out. That's pastries, quiche, all sorts of variety of what, like a little.
Sure. You guys got to see a little bit of that on the table spread when we panned it in the video. That's the breakfast buffet.
That's the
It is
buffet.
mostly pastries.
It
I would
is, but
say,
you can
there
add
are a little bit of things like
you
said,
can get
quiche
that and add in a side, like
an entree type
Entree.
thing
You can
with
add
it,
in an
yeah.
entree. You can get it by itself, or there's several different ways you can get breakfast that way. But they also have a very extensive breakfast menu, which I find very
yes.
hard to choose from.
It was actually a little bit overwhelming because there were so many choices, even just in the sides.
Yeah.
There were so many
I
choices.
have, sadly, I've tried a lot of different things, but I always have my go-back to things I always get. For our trip over there, I had the Eggs Benedict without the meat, add in spinach, which I like. I've had it add in both. I've had it all the different ways they do it. And you can get a regular order, which is actually 2. And the English muffins are made homemade. So it's like not like you would see in another restaurant. We saw it was huge. So, and it's all they're making it all the bread. I think that's their signature, is their bread and their desserts.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say, Dustin? You've eaten there.
Yeah, absolutely. What I've had there, I've always gone for lunch, and I've always had like their different deli sandwiches that they have there. I think they either had like a corned beef or a pastrami sandwich that was. That's my go-to when I go to delis, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, they do have that.
Because
I've
it was
had
on
that.
their homemade sourdough, I think.
Yep, their sourdough. Their breads are white, multigrain, rye, pumpernickel sourdough, English muffin bread, or a biscuit. I've had them all, and they are all good.
The thing that's mind-boggling about this place is everything I think everything's homemade.
Oh, I believe it is, yeah. I mean, there's
The breads,
salads,
the entrees,
the breads,
the cakes,
everything. I mean, they've got, so for breakfast, I had what did I tell you? I just had
Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict just went out of my head. And you ended up having an omelet.
Yes, I did the make your own omelet, and I had it with mushrooms and spinach. And then I had my side was the morning potatoes with red onions. It was delicious.
Their side choices, grilled red potatoes and onions. That's the one. That's a good
what
one.
I
That's what
had.
we both had. Mixed fruit, and it's all fresh fruit. Grits, oatmeal, Japanese white rice, sliced tomatoes, yogurt, cottage cheese, pasta salad, which is really good. That's good at lunch. Bacon, sausage patties, ham, turkey sausage patties, Canadian bacon, sausage gravy, hot cakes, or you can just skip all that and get a cookie as your side.
Those are just the sides, folks. So
Yeah.
there's, a menu that seems to just go on for days at this place. So, and what our experience with the food was excellent. We've actually received quite a bit of feedback from you guys already, because when we put it out there on Twitter and on Facebook that we were going to be doing a review, we already started to get feedback from you guys, from those of you that have been there. Every single one of them came back with rave reviews.
Yeah.
So I don't think this was just an experience that we've had, but in general, something that, everyone experiences. One of the things I really liked about this place as well was the atmosphere. You're walking into someone's home. It looks like someone's home that has been converted into a restaurant. And it's so cheerful. It definitely gives you that beach Florida feel, which if you're in Port Canaveral, that's half the reason you're there. And it's just so inviting. It's almost like going to Pippi Longstocking's house for breakfast. Whereas Dandelion's
Never eaten at Pippi's, but
Dandelion's is like Pippi Longstocking's for lunch. This is Pippi Longstocking's for breakfast in my mind. And I'm kind of drawn to places
you're
like that.
Putting these two. Okay, Dandelion Cafe to me is like Pippi's grown up a little bit. And
Hipster.
She's a
Hipster
I was going to
Pippi.
say that's similar in the fact that it was clearly once a private home, and
yes.
it's been turned into a restaurant. But that's the only connection that I
Well,
see
it's
with
still
the,
like when you go to Dandelion, it's still the bright, crazy Pippi Longstocking colors and the whole like mishmash of things. This one's a little bit more beach mishmash, I guess. So anyway, I like the
it just seems old school to me, real retro-y. I mean, with the glass cabinets with the pastries and the cakes, and you get a piece of cake, which I always get a piece of cake to go and take home to Kelvin because I never take him out, but he always gets the cake. So
let me ask you something. If they're doing Sunday brunch, do they do like Bloody Marys and mimosas and stuff like that, or do they not do alcohol there?
there's no alcohol to my
I
knowledge.
didn't look, so I
No.
can't confirm that.
It's just
I just had grapefruit
different
juice.
fruits.
I'm not asking
Fruit
that.
juices.
I'm not asking that for myself. I think some of our listeners
Oh,
might want to
okay.
know
He's
that.
asking. He's asking for a friend.
Yeah.
for a friend. You know what? I don't know because I don't think there is any because
I've never seen anybody.
I haven't either, and I've been there for all both meals and in between. And
Well, this is a popular place. It's packed. We got there and it was packed.
we got there about 9, a little after 9. We had to wait probably 30 minutes for a table.
And there wasn't any seating when we first walked in to
No.
even wait. We went outside for a
And
little
you just
bit.
walk in and write your name down on this little steno pad. And
Back to old school. There's no computer. I was a hostess. Now the hostesses use all the open table programs
No,
and stuff.
this
This is put your name on the piece of paper and we'll call you
and they
when we're
cross you
ready.
off when they get
Yep.
to you. There's, and you can wait outside or inside. Parking is at a premium out in the front. It's all parallel parking. If it's busy, you might have to walk a block or so. There is parking behind off the alley if you go around the building. There's not a lot back there, but it is. But a lot of us just walk up, people, because it's just a couple blocks from the beach. Mm-hmm. So, it's definitely worth your time.
Yeah.
And worth the little bit of money you're spending there, because the pricing is not that bad.
Now, is this considered Cape Canaveral or Cocoa Beach?
This is Cocoa Beach. This is
Okay.
downtown Cocoa Beach.
All right.
So, but the pricing for sandwiches, $10.95, $9.95, $7.95 for a grilled peanut butter and jelly, which Stella had when I took her in there. You talking about the bread being thickly sliced? Mm-hmm. It was like a 6-inch tall peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was huge, but they have so many different choices, and their quiche. I've had their quiche too a number of times, and I've never gone wrong with anything.
It's hard
like
to
that.
imagine anyone going here and not being able to find something that appeals to them because the menu is so extensive.
Yeah. And we walked out with a full loaf of bread that she sent home with me.
Okay, yes. So we've talked about what we ate. We've talked about what it was like to be there, the place.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the service, because this is one of the ways that Simply Delicious absolutely shines.
Oh, yeah. They were moving like lightning speed through there waiting on people. Even when I've been in there when there hasn't been a lot of people, you do not get ignored. You
Mm-hmm.
get waited on. Even if it's not your waitress or waiter, someone walking by your table. Do you need that refilled?
Yes.
They take care of you.
Did you feel like, though, that you were being kicked out?
No,
this is the amazing part about it. These people were booking it the entire time. That was clear. And yet not once did you ever feel like you were being overlooked or ignored or rushed.
Okay.
That special touch was still given. We were checked on so many times
Yeah.
by multiple people, not just our waitress, other people in the restaurant, and then including the owner. She came to visit us multiple times.
Multiple times. Now, I think she does that with everybody. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's just because I know her. I think it's she's checking on everybody, and she is running.
And she is running. She is running around.
Arms full of food, and we're like, whoa, what was that? What was that?
Yes,
You know?
yes. But like I said, at the same time, you don't ever feel like an imposition or like...
Or you're being rushed out.
Yes,
you
not
know?
at all. I'm not sure how
Okay.
they found that balance, but they did. And then, when we were getting ready to leave, we left with this, these expressions of gratitude, overwhelming gratitude that we had come and eaten at
Now,
their
see, here, I
establishment.
don't know if they do that. She's always done that for me, but I don't know if that's just because I'm in there a lot.
Because everybody loves you.
I don't know, but because I walked out with 2 full loaves of bread and
She sent us home with extra food.
extra food. And the bread, I might add, there's no preservatives in the bread that they make, and it's awesome. I mean,
It was a
So-
great experience. So overall,
Simply
Delicious is gonna get
please, can it be like
2 smiley spatulas without hesitation.
really?
Nice.
I mean, it needs to be a bigger smile.
I know. We need
teeth
spatulas.
showing.
I was gonna say with teeth
Human
showing.
teeth.
Yes.
The big grills.
Your human teeth.
Like my
Like that
spatula.
orange with the big teeth,
My
yeah.
spatula might even dance for this.
Yes, it was. I continue to go back. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And it's just, if you know where the port is and where the Welcome Center is, it's about 3 miles past the Welcome Center, just as the road splits as you're going down to downtown Cocoa Beach. Mm-hmm. And it's on the left, so
All right.
can't miss it. Big, bright, yellow, beautiful building.
Now, the next place that we went to visit in Cocoa Beach was a place called Fishlips. And before we go ahead and have our discussion, I think that now would be a really great time to roll that tape.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape, Dustin.
He's the assistant manager of Fishlips. So James, tell us a little bit about the restaurant. What's kind of the stuff that you have to offer?
We're going to offer a little bit of everything for everybody. We go from seafood to lamb lovers to pastas to salads, just a little bit of everything.
We have a little bit of a unique setup too.
Yes, we have we're a 500 seat capacity restaurant. We have 2 levels. Downstairs is more quiet or relaxed. Upstairs we have a little live entertainment, 31 HD screen TVs, so you can imagine the football. Right at the port here, yeah, we get to watch the ships come in and out every day.
I got the shark bites for us to share. Real pieces of shark meat.
How do you like the shark fries?
It's good.
What do you think?
Tastes like chicken.
So today I got something called the French dip, which was a roast beef and provolone sandwich that came with au jus sauce and some very nicely seasoned French fries that were fantastic. As you can see, I'm in the middle of working on it. It's really good. Very filling though.
Yeah.
It is a bit heavy, but still very good.
The lobster bisque, which was really good. And then I got a house salad with blackened mahi-mahi, which I'm getting ready to try. It looks good. Blackened nicely with some sort of vinaigrette, balsamic vinaigrette. Good. Let me poke at it because I can't. Oh, it was so full. There was so much food.
There was a lot of food that day.
What I like about Fishlips.
Well, first let's talk about what it is. It's a place you can get lunch and dinner, right? There's a couple levels.
They do have breakfast also.
Do they really?
They do
Okay,
have a
so
breakfast brunch also.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's a restaurant that's on the water. You can view the ships from the port going in and out.
In might be a problem because they're usually probably all in before the restaurant opens, but
then maybe going out if you time it.
if you're going out, this is very popular for people coming in the night before their cruise. Like if they're going on a Sunday cruise, they're sitting there on that deck waving at the people on the Fantasy as they're leaving on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a fun place.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
The place has 3 bars. There's a downstairs bar, an upstairs bar, and then there's an outside bar. The downstairs level of the restaurant is a little bit more calm and subdued, and
Less bar-like.
it's more restaurant-like, less bar-like. It's probably a bit more family-friendly, I guess. Not that there's anything not family-friendly upstairs, but it's a bit. Well, there's a lot of TVs upstairs where we can't guarantee
We saw
family-friendly
some
viewing.
questionable things on one of the TVs, and we were
So
sitting there.
downstairs might be more of the place that you want to sit with your children. Upstairs, the center of the room was a bar, so that definitely had more of the bar feel with the high top seating and TVs everywhere. And it was significantly louder, as you could tell by the difficulty that we had doing my interview with the assistant manager. And then there's the outside area, which has another bar, and then you can sit at tables with the umbrella tables. Then there's another area that is open to the outside, but under an awning. So you're still outside, but without the sun beating down on you. Lots of different options.
Yeah.
As you saw, they also have a stage there where they sometimes have live entertainment. So depending
Was that
on how
upstairs or downstairs?
That's upstairs.
Okay.
Again, near the bar type area, but it's on the outside under a roof.
This to me seemed like kind of like the quintessential Florida beach bar, whether you're on the West Coast or the East Coast. It has a added perk that you're right there by the cruise ships and you can wave to the cruise ships and stuff. But kind of that seafood beach bar. I love that vibe.
And this is
I'm
within
really
walking distance
I wanna do
of
it.
the new port.
Oh, cool.
Because there were people, we ran into some girls there that
worked on the cruise
That
ships.
worked on the cruise ships. So
Wow.
they were having a good time.
It definitely had a good energy, a good vibe going. Granted, we went for lunch. I'm not sure if it shifts a little bit in mood and dinner time, but
Right. Heavy on the seafood.
very. So, but not exclusively seafood.
No.
There were other options, but very much shark bites, lobster bisque, mahi fillets.
Smoked fish dip, soft shell crab, mussels, wonton shrimp, peel and eat shrimp. The dinners are usually run around $20. Snapper, Oscar, garlic grouper, shrimp tempura, rainbow trout. They do have steaks and chicken. Most expensive thing I see is the fillet is I don't know how good that could be, but it's an option. They have pasta. They have just about anything. Salads.
Salads,
So,
sandwiches. Yep.
You know, I thought it was going to be a little heavy on the seafood, and it is, but there's other options too. And there wasn't some places you go in that are real heavy on the seafood. There's an odor about when you go in, but there was nothing. Well, you know,
It smells like
it
fish.
smells fishy.
This did not.
There was no
smell
fishy
like-
smell.
Not
No,
at all.
No,
Not
had
at
a good
all.
lemonade, and it was full bar. Mm-hmm. So I think it would be a good option for dinner. I think this would be.
Yeah, we had lunch there.
We had
Did you
lunch.
feel like
It was
you
a late
enjoyed
lunch.
your meal?
I did. It was good. It was good. It was a little loud for me. Mm-hmm. I'm okay eating in a bar. I don't have a problem with that. But like you said, downstairs might have been a little quieter.
Might have been a better
option.
choice for us.
But we wanted to see the water. And we wanted to see, there was no ship activity, but we could see them in
Right.
port.
Now, you are able to see the water from downstairs if you're wanting to do so, but you are doing it behind glass because everything is enclosed, it's air conditioned, whereas the upstairs is open.
Open.
The view to the water is open.
Sweaty. Sorry. You would have eaten outside, right? If I wouldn't have been there.
I probably would have, because I would have wanted to get as close to that water as I possibly could have.
No.
I just like that feel. I like that vibe. I
Yeah.
like that view.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I enjoyed my meal. I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit later in the day. I would have enjoyed
Right.
it more later in the day. I chose the fish dip, or no, what was it called? French dip, which
French
was a
dip.
roast beef sandwich. And the reason why I did that is because I'm starting to feel like when we do these reviews, I'm becoming the girl that always gets the Cobb salad in every different location. And I thought maybe I should mix it up a little bit, but
Here, JL eats cow.
okay. Anyway, so I think I actually would have been happier getting the salad just because that seems like it might have been a little bit lighter. The sandwich was great. The fries were amazing.
Spot on, yeah.
Oh my goodness, the seasoning on those fries was
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's what I feel about the lobster bisque. It was very good.
And it was satisfying. We both
Yeah.
went home with boxes of
Yeah.
leftovers to take home to feed everyone else.
Yep.
So
Forced him to eat that lettuce the next day. Yeah, on my
right.
salad, yeah.
So let's talk about the service.
Service was okay. It wasn't overbearing. They weren't up in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't want for anything.
Right.
They come by and asked how we were doing.
Right.
But they were busy.
Exactly.
It wasn't as friendly as Simply Delicious. But we're talking about two totally different experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people at Fishlips that I could never even see over at Simply Delicious, right?
It's true.
I mean, it's just a different vibe, totally different vibe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I still want to know what's on those televisions that you're talking about.
It was like True TV.
Oh.
And so some of the True viewing wasn't necessarily appropriate for families.
There was one, okay, I'm just going to say it out. There was one TV over in the corner, and JL spotted it first. Because she was like not looking at me. We were talking. I'm like, what are you looking at? I turned around.
I had a look of
It was
crazed.
lap dances for
Horror
lack of,
on my face.
wasn't it? It was like beach lap
Yes.
dances, and I'm going, what the heck?
Beach lap dancing till the person that was
In the chair,
receiving
fell
the
over.
dance fell over.
Their chair, and we're like, okay, this is
It was exciting.
Most of it was sports, but then there was this, and I'm sure this was a sports activity. I don't know.
And then it flashed up, an orca whale trying to drown a person.
It was just a weird tumult, right?
It was a bit intense,
The rest of them were all sporting
people
events.
drowning, others getting lap dances. I don't know. It didn't seem like something I'd want to expose my children to.
And then immediately a family with little kids walked in. I'm like, please don't turn around, Johnny. Please don't turn around.
Oh, look at the boat.
Look at the boat.
Oh my God.
So it was different.
I would say, going back to the surface, I agree with everything you said. We never wanted for anything. Mm-hmm. All of our needs were met without us having to request it. At the same time, we didn't have the personal touch that we had at Simply Delicious, but it wasn't the personal atmosphere of Simply
it was
Delicious.
it was a get the job done. I never felt rushed. We were seated immediately. We seated ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the other difference. Downstairs, you wait to be seated by a hostess. Upstairs is self-seating. Yeah. So you have a choice between the two. So I would assume, like, if you're not wanting to, say there's a wait downstairs and you're not wanting to wait, you do have the option of just going upstairs and finding your own place.
In the loud den of the bar.
Yes.
Television's blaring
it's a different atmosphere.
It's a different vibe.
And I would also want to say, when I was downstairs and kind of checking out the area down there, I was approached by the people that work down there, and they were all very friendly. And that's when the assistant manager came to me and said, if there's anything you need, please just make sure you let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions, so on and so forth. So in no way was this a hands-off type of environment. I don't want to give that impression. It was just a different experience than Simply Delicious.
I liken it to, and this is going to sound odd, but the upstairs was all the party and downstairs was all the business, party in the upstairs.
Business in the downstairs, party in the upstairs.
They have a Sunday brunch downstairs. I imagine those people aren't the same people going upstairs to...
I would think not. I mean, even when we were there, they weren't the same people.
Right.
Downstairs were the families.
Not that we're pigeonholing people into different places, but
no,
it's just a different vibe.
Downstairs had more of
same
that
menu, though.
Family restaurant feel, to the point that they were even selling the, like Disney pictures and art downstairs almost. And they had the merchandise, with the T-shirts and the cozies and the little hats and the touristy type stuff.
Was different.
It was a little bit different, but in that way, I think it's fun. You can have two completely different experiences in the same place.
Same place, they're good.
So overall,
I'm going to give it a smile.
Yeah, there's no reason to not.
No.
It was definitely a great experience.
It was fun.
I would go back.
It
I would go
appeals
back.
to me.
And I think you would enjoy it.
We'll have to go back and take Dustin with us next time.
Yeah.
Location, they got an awesome location.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
It's easy, especially if you're going to be cruising.
Yeah, and I think that whole area down there is going to get only busier with the new port, so it's going to be fun.
So maybe get there as quick as you can.
Yeah, get there quicker.
Okay, the third place that we went to visit was called The Preacher. That is in Port Canaveral. It's a little place that Teresa found near the Welcome Center. And with this one, we did a little Dustin Does.
All right, here we go. We're going to roll that tape.
Roll the tape.
It's your saying for the day. Roll that tape.
You weren't kidding. They really are album covers with the menus on top of them.
I understand.
I have the Cars. Wait, who do you have?
The Stranger.
Billy Joel?
Eddie Money.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that awesome?
What a cool idea.
I love it.
You walk in and it's got the sugar skulls on the wall, which kind of make you feel Mexican, and then the chick is walking around in a little
Kilt.
pleated kilt.
Tiny little kilt.
Yeah, which is not Mexican.
Leave it spicy.
Scotch egg. What's the batter?
It's a sausage batter.
Loins of a Scotsman. What the heck is that?
Did you just say the loins of the
A little
Scotsman?
taste to it.
Oh my. I divided like my toast.
That's intense.
No, what it? I don't know what it's.
I
It's
got
like
nothing spicy yet over there.
I don't know what it is.
Can you not handle mild food or what?
Yeah, my
Feta. I love feta cheese.
with an accent on the end.
Yes.
Specifically.
We'll have the extra napkin. That's a chair. I need somebody else. You look so pale. Woman looking over your shoulder.
Wow, this burger is great.
Is it?
What kind of burger did you get? You got the what?
Well, genuine, I got the preacher burger, which is a burger, and it had bacon and barbecue sauce and Tillamook cheddar.
Love that word.
Interesting.
It's really good. It was like filling. I couldn't even eat all of it, but it was really, really good. It's a good burger.
Did you feel like the heavens opened up? Oh!
It was a good burger.
I'm having the Greek salad, feta, a little bit of salami, everything's cut up nice. Good.
I ordered the roasted meat and goat cheese salad with balsamic vinaigrette dressing. It was all right. I had them hold the cheese, so it probably didn't have as much flavor as it should have been, but or as it should have had. But it was okay. Beets were pretty good. I like the beets.
I wish it was I wish it was a magic bag where my hand could just go all the way.
Okay, now it. Isn't that cool?
I think this one qualifies as a very unique dining
I
experience.
think so, and it's such an odd location. I came across this place, the Preacher. It's sandwiched between Kelsey's Pizza and Subway, right on the road as you're coming into Port Canaveral. After you-
Exactly where you would expect it to be.
Yeah,
Right next to
and-
Subway.
and it's just so the bill. I saw them the title. I'm like, okay, the name of the restaurant. I've got to go there, and I kept waiting and waiting. When it finally opened up, I had been in several times. Okay, probably a dozen times before I went in with y'all because I like the place. But
So at that point, was it coming soon or was it now open?
it was now at that point. Well, it was coming soon forever, and then now. The sign said both, right?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. But I love this place, and I've tried numerous things on the menu. Some of the things I haven't liked, but that's not for everybody. So, but the atmosphere is unique, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is this very eccentric and eclectic type of place. As you hear in the video when we talk about, there's stained glass windows. Mm-hmm. The waitresses are walking around in little kilts. Very little kilts.
Little kilts, tiny little.
The menus are glued onto album covers.
The back of the album covers. There's a pulpit when you walk in,
There is a pulpit.
and lots of religious things.
But then there's all that Mexican stuff all over.
Yeah.
And then there's sugar skulls. And yeah, Mexican stuff. And somehow
the light
it all,
fixtures are interesting. It's just real bizarre.
down to them serving you your receipt in the offering bag.
Right, from like church. Put your offering in.
Somehow it actually does all come together in this really awesome, edgy, strange.
But it's bizarre
way.
because you're out there, Port Canaveral, going down the road. Oh, look, do I want Subway or do I want the preacher, right?
So
It's not something you expect to find in the middle of a beach town.
Do you think the guy that opened it was of Mexican and Scottish/Irish descent, was Roman Catholic,
Okay,
and I've got a great idea?
I actually asked about this. Kelsey's, the pizza restaurant, it's the same owner.
Okay.
They share a kitchen. And I don't remember what was in here before. It was some sort of travel place before. And I said, well, how did you come up with this weird, eclectic? And they actually had a company come out and do like a survey and do the specs on the area. And this is what they came back with. This is the type of restaurant you should open up.
I will tell you
And I'm
why
going,
they came up with that, because there is no other place
No.
in the area like this
in the
at all.
world.
It's
like-
just bizarre.
It's a little bit
and I
odd.
find it, the only thing that upsets me about the place, and I call, because I order food from Kelsey's. I like their Greek salad. I like their sandwiches, and that Kelsey's delivers to the Welcome Center. The preacher will not deliver to the Welcome Center, and I have many discussions with these people. Okay, you pick up when I call the preacher, they pick up the phone. Kelsey's, okay. I want to order off the preacher menu. Will you deliver? No. Okay, come on. Same people. If I call and ask for pizza from Kelsey's, it's the same woman going to answer. Well, and I said, well, can I pick it up? Okay, so I go in and I pick up my meal. And I have another discussion with the manager of the preacher. And the reason is they don't want the food to lose anything in translation in delivery. You know?
So
Like
they're
to
doing
go
it to
bad,
keep the integrity
of the
their menu.
food. And I will tell you, the food that I had picked up and took back when I got back to the Welcome Center, I called them after I ate it. I said, no, we didn't lose any integrity. Start delivering to me, please. And the guy's like, no. I guess it depends on what you order. But anyway, but let's talk about our experience there.
Yes. Okay. So Dustin, why don't you start us off?
Well, like I said, I had, if you saw in the video, I had the burger, the preacher burger, and I also had the Scotch egg. So I kind of I kept with the theme, one of the themes, and did the Scotch egg because it's a pub. And it was good. It was oddly spicy if you use the sauce, but I thought that they did a good job with the Scotch egg, having had several Scotch eggs in my day.
Okay.
And the burger was a very good burger.
So you had the preacher burger,
The preacher burger.
Applewood smoked bacon, Tillamook cheddar, grilled onions, and some sort of special sauce. I can't read. It's
Yeah.
too tiny.
I could only eat like half of it. That
was a big
day.
burger.
Yeah, I could only eat like half of
Well,
it.
that helps.
But it was. It's definitely it's better than your standard. Better than your standard burger
For
sure.
$10.50.
Yeah, no, that's a good
It
price.
was worth it. They have
Yeah.
three. They have the American burger, and then they have a black bean burger too, which I have tried, and it is very good.
Awesome.
Jenny Lynn, what did you have?
I had a salad.
You had the roasted beet and goat cheese. Hold the cheese.
Hold the cheese. I remember that I did like the salad.
Mm-hmm.
It probably lost a bit of the flavor it was intended to have because I asked them to hold the cheese. But I enjoyed the beets. It wasn't the most amazing salad I've ever had.
Presentation was pretty.
The
$12.50.
presentation was good, although very dark. So, you have to get your little.
It is a very dark
Phone
dining.
out.
Yeah.
Dining is very dark.
There's like one table because it's in like a strip mall kind
Right.
of building. There's
There's only
the
one
window
window.
in the front,
and it's stained glass.
yeah.
But there is more viewing. There is more light up front. If you know.
Yes, if you
we
wanna
were
sit-
back in
if
the
you wanna sit
very
in the
back,
pews
right? Were
that
we
are-
not in the very? We were in the very.
Pretty much, yeah.
So they're also. So you had the roasted beet and goat cheese salad. I had the Greek salad for $9. It was good. Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff. It was very similar to the Greek salad that you get at Kelsey's next door. All the same components.
But they won't deliver it.
But they won't deliver it. And it was a little more expensive. So it was $9. I think I could have got the same salad at Kelsey's for a little bit cheaper.
Well,
but
you- they had to collect extra in the preacher half,
Yeah.
for the offering.
And they also have a wild berry salad and a Caesar salad. For appetizers, we all tried the Hellfire shrimp,
Woo!
which was. Did you try that?
Well,
No, I
now,
didn't eat the shrimp.
hold on a second. When we came in there, you said, you guys have got to try this Hellfire shrimp. I'm going to try it. It's the best thing I've ever had. We order this to the Welcome Center every day.
Well, not every day, but a lot. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so we got it, and I got to tell you, I really enjoyed it.
Did you? It was good.
There was no hyperbole in your statements.
It's awesome, and I've picked it up and brought it, and they can deliver it to me, please save me the time. It comes like it's spilling out of a little Chinese box of, the presentation's awesome, and it's good. It's got good flavor. It's spicy. It's got everything.
I tried the nachos.
The nachos are my favorite thing on the entire menu.
Really?
Hands down. Oh, hands down.
I remember them being very good till I had the jalapeno.
Pulled pork nachos. Let me see if I can
That
read all
took
what's
me a
in
little
it.
bit by surprise. I'm not a jalapeno girl.
Okay, so it had slow cooked pulled pork, which was not an ounce of fat on that. You don't have to worry about what you're going to put. 'Cause sometimes you get pulled pork and you're like, no, you're kind of picking through it trying to find it. This was awesome. All good. White corn chips, mozzarella, jack and cheddar cheese, fresh tomatoes, chives, balsamic onions, pickled jalapenos, chipotle, aioli, and sour cream.
Sounds good.
It's wonderful. I love it. And for $9,
And it was a heap.
it was
of
a heap, and
nachos.
it was a 2-person at least.
Mm-hmm.
I
would say more than that.
It was awesome.
Nachos.
Scotch eggs only $4.
Yeah.
That seemed kind of cheap to me. They also have poutine, holy poutine. I've never had that. I do love poutine.
Love poutine.
Goat cheese
It's
stuffed
holy-
zucchini.
holy poutine.
It's okay. I've had
As
that.
opposed to the pagan poutine.
Bacon in a basket. You can't go wrong. It's just bacon in a basket. It's awesome. The baked brie cheese with the candied pecans. That is very good too. That was off the menu for a while. Soup of the year. I've never had their soup of the year. It's like one soup.
And this was another one we talked about. Soup of the year as opposed to soup of the day or soup of the month. This soup apparently is so amazing. It is
all
soup
year.
of the year.
January of 2016, honey. I want to go see what next year's
Right, I was about to say, because this is their first year in
Right,
business.
right.
Because, as you know, they're coming soon, but they're now open.
They're now open.
So,
So the soup of 2016, I don't know what they're going to do
You
to
can
top this soup of the year.
only imagine. Now Rhino was also with us, and on the menu somewhere there's a taco. He got some sort of taco.
He did get a taco.
I remember.
He had I think the mahi mahi taco.
Yeah, I don't remember him saying that it.
I've had the bacon
medium
mac and
reviews.
cheese. Yummy.
Thank
A
you.
lot of food there. I've had the Preacher Pizza, which, interestingly enough, is the same as Kelsey's Pizza, which will deliver what the Preacher Pizza won't. So I don't know what the deal is there. For dessert, we've had the flan. I've had the cheesecake. I've had the Grand Marnier chocolate cake.
Grand Marnier.
Grand Marnier. I've had the
Marnier.
Smoke Shack sandwich, the Clucking Clubana. I haven't had, but Stania's had that. That's good. So, fish and chips is good.
What do you think about the pricing?
Pricing, I think, is okay. I mean, the most expensive thing is the braised short ribs, which I have not tried. That's $18.
Now, the thing about, Cape Canaveral and Cocoa Beach is that even though they are close to the cruise ships, they don't fall under the same thing as like prices in Orlando. Being near the theme parks, just
Prices,
in general,
right.
prices go way up. So even though they are near the cruise ships and there's a lot of tourism coming in and out of Cape Canaveral and Cocoa Beach, the prices don't reflect that necessarily.
No. Now, the Preacher, the few times that I've been in alone to pick up something or we've gone over for lunch, I know it's just locals sitting at the bar. It's not, because it's not tourists. I mean, you can tell it's just local people.
This,
locals.
out of the three, this is the closest to the Welcome Center, right?
It
it's
is, yeah.
not. It's like just down the street, really.
Right. It's between the port where the ships are and the Welcome Center. So I would say it's about maybe 2 miles, mile and a half.
Yeah.
And how would you guys describe the service?
The service was, to me, it was a bar,
Basic bar service.
Yeah, she wasn't good. She wasn't bad.
She was there
Yeah, exactly.
in her
was
little
there.
kilt.
Her tiny.
Her
Can we
tiny-
stress it's tiny?
Tiny little
Because
kilt.
I asked her, because she works over at Kelsey's too, the one of the waitresses, and over there they're wearing polyester pants and an apron. I'm going. She said, "Well, you wear what you got to wear." Right? So,
It's true. I've been a waitress. That's what.
but I
that's what
just
happens.
find it interesting that it's the same. This just blows my mind. It's the same people, and they're feeling two needs. They're feeling the family pizza place with sandwiches and everything, and then they've got this little bar.
Yeah.
It's like almost, to me, it's like a little private club. I've been in there. Well,
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's just like a little, okay, let's go over and hang over at the Preacher. I just, I love it.
Well, overall, what do you guys think? What would you give it? Dustin, if you had a spatula.
If I had a spatula, I'd give it a smiley face spatula.
You'd go back?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just because, I like the theming.
Yeah.
I feel like there are more options on the menu that I didn't get to try that I'd be interested to try. And, especially the atmosphere in there it just kind of, it strikes
takes
me.
you away from all the loud hubbub traffic that's going on outside.
Right.
And it's not a Subway sandwich, which is right next door. If you want that, go get that. But, which I do too. I mean...
Well, what would you give it?
I would give it a smiley, obviously.
Since you've
There's
gone so
very
many
few
times.
places, actually, that I've tried out there that... And I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about ones I don't like. I guess we need to, but I don't know.
I'm going to give it a smiley spatula as well, just because I feel like it absolutely is what it's trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
And while my salad was a salad, I feel like there are other things that I would like to go back there and try. That, bean burger, for example. I think that, and plus I really appreciate a very unique dining experience. And this was absolutely that 100%.
It is. I wouldn't necessarily bring children in here. Maybe
No.
older kids. I don't think it's a place where you would sit with your toddlers.
No. I mean, we were even at high top seating.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
not
more of an adult.
It's not the most
Because it's a very
family friendly.
A very small location.
It is a tiny
It's
location.
packed with stuff to look at.
I think it would be difficult to maneuver with little fidgety bodies or a big stroller.
Or there's not a children's menu to my knowledge. Well, you can go set them over at Kelsey's and come back over here.
Kelsey's it is.
Have your Scotch egg and your,
Yeah.
your fat tire beer, whatever the heck you're going to drink.
There was a good selection of beer there as well.
Yeah, there was a good
Worth
selection.
mentioning.
And wine. They have a good selection, yeah. So, anyway,
Well, I think that's all we have for you guys this week. Give you a little bit of an overview of a few of the selections that you can take advantage of in Port Canaveral. There are very many more, and maybe we'll be bringing you some of those in future
Yeah.
episodes.
and one episode coming up, we can just tell them we're going to spend a day in Cocoa Beach.
Day at Cocoa Beach.
A day at Cocoa Beach.
You guys can be looking forward to that.
This summer on one of our
Yes.
episodes. There's a little bit of dining involved there. What's the new restaurant that we came across?
Mustard's Last Stand.
Mustard's Last Stand. we drove down there. I was going to show
Don't
Jenny
give it
Lynn.
away.
I don't want to give it away.
Don't give it away.
Oh my god!
You'll just have to stay tuned.
Mustard's Last Stand.
And as far as next week goes, we'll be back with another episode. Get us those tattoo pictures, people.
And your stories. I want to know the backstory behind
You know how
the
Teresa
tat.
feels about those stories.
I got to have the true backstory, and I don't want to see your backside. I want to hear the backstory. So with that,
We're going to say, trip out.
That one has a logo on it. You can't get rid of the one that you could cut out the open soon part with a pair of scissors, and then just
yeah, that would
put
look
the now open up over top of it. I think that would help. But you can't get rid of the crazy preacher logo. It's a nice logo.
See the signs on the soulful food. I thought it was soul food when I first saw it. I thought, oh, soul food. Oh my god, that's gonna be so good, right? No, it's not soul. It's just weird food.
Soul food.
Soulful.